Okay, hey guys, we are back again. We're back at it. I know that I didn't do a video last week. That is just, I wanted to take a break, take a week off, be a mom, do my stuff. So we're back at it again. I think I'm gonna start uploading every Thursday. That seems to work out for me. So that is what we're gonna try to do. So today we have an exciting full face of luxury video. I know last time I did a full face under $40. I had actually before that planned to do this video, so I thought I would go ahead and do it today. For primer, as you saw in my unboxing video, we're going to use our Tatcha silk canvas. This is supposed to be a protective primer. So we're gonna open it up here. It's like a balmy texture. I'm gonna watch myself in the monitor to put this on. I wanna try using the little disc that came with it and just see how that works. I wanna use just a little tiny bit of it, like you can see here, just a little bit. I've never tried this primer before. Obviously this is a new pan. So I'm gonna just warm it up on my fingers. Ooh, this smells nice. It's just very creamy. I like that it comes with the disc because I always worry about how sanitary my products are. I'm hoping that this helps with the longevity of my makeup. I know that one of the recommended concerns that this addresses is things like larger pores, texture on the skin, something that I struggle with. So here's how much of it that I ended up using. Not much at all. So I'm very impressed. It didn't take much. I feel like this is gonna last me a while, which is really cool. It feels really good. I would say it's pretty comparable to the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I would say it's pretty comparable. For our concealer, we're going to use our Pat McGrath Labs concealer. This is Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer in the shade L2. Side note, I can't figure out if this bottle is glass or not. Like, do you hear that? It sounds like glass, but sometimes it feels like plastic. I really think it's glass, which I think is so cool. Because you look at this, or at least I did, and I was like, I don't really get luxury from this packaging necessarily. So when I felt that it was like glass, it's heavy, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And I'm also just letting my concealer dry for a couple of minutes before I go in and blend it. Now, should I use this? You know what, this is a full face of luxury video, so I think I'm gonna use my Pat McGrath concealer brush. Y'all have not seen me feature this yet, but I have used it on my face a few times without y'all realizing it in videos. Just to show you, it is Pat McGrath. So the cool thing about this brush is that you can do like what I'm doing here. You can just kind of stipple it, and you see how that gives like such a nice coverage without like wiping all of that away. The only thing that obviously this can't do that your finger can do is like provide that warmth. I'm gonna go in with the Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush palette that I always want to call the Diamond and Glow palette for some reason. This is in the shade 01 Daria. This is on sale at Sephora, by the way. She has two different shades. So I'm gonna use this cream blush up here at the top. One thing that's kind of cool about this palette is it has this little plastic piece that you can flip up to protect the creams, or you can keep it down. So if you wanna use the cream, you can flip it up. If you want to, you can flip it down. You see my camera there? So I'm just gonna take my little Instapop cheek brush. This is not luxury, this is just Real Techniques, y'all. I ain't that bougie. There's a couple products that I was not able to get, or just kind of flat out didn't want to get. So I'm just going very lightly. I mean, I've got some on there, but just gonna very gently. It's a very beautiful cream. It's just very, very pigmented, so you have to be super careful with that. I think that's good. Gives us a little blush, but not crazy. Now I'm gonna try this, what is this one called? Duo Glow. So it's supposed to just make me glowy between my blush and highlight. Gave me a little glow. Ooh, I like that. We're gonna go with a clean brush. We're gonna go into our cream glow base right here. This one up here. I don't know why it looked like I was pointing at the diamond powder here. Ooh, do you see that? Oh my God, my skin looks wet. I love that look. Just kind of makes you look dewy. It's not like a crazy highlight, it just kind of makes you look refreshed. Like you actually got 8 hours of sleep at night. For setting powder, we are going to go in with our Hourglass Veil Translucent setting powder. I had to look at the bottom of them for these names because some of them are so fancy. And I'm just like, can you not just say setting powder? I don't know. I love this powder. I normally, like I said, I'm not a luxury person. I don't know much about luxury. I don't have like this crazy amount of luxury products, but I love this powder. And I will show you why. So you pat it out of here. I just did a lot. But do you see how it gives you the perfect amount of powder? It comes out in a little H, which I think is so cute. So here's our little powder dispenser right here. It's an H shape. And it really doesn't give you like a crazy amount of powder. Now I like to put it back in this part. Even when it gives me just that little H of powder, I still like to tap off the excess because I'm just kind of getting into like less and less powder. And I'm just going to very lightly just dust this powder. I don't really put it in the immediate under eye area as much as I used to. I just kind of put it along here where I tend to have larger pores. But do you see how like it toned down the shine a little bit and it just kind of set everything, but it didn't make it like this crazy, I don't know, it didn't make anything go crazy. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look heavy. I still look fresh and dewy, but it's nice and set. So I absolutely love this powder. If you were gonna splurge on anything luxury, honestly, if you have a skin type like mine, I would just go for this powder. So we're gonna go back into our Diamond and Blush, and we are going to use the little blush shade right here, just to touch up. Just to touch up our blush. We're gonna go into our Hourglass Ambient Lighting Ghost Edit, and we're gonna use our bronzer right here. Sometimes I like to mix it with this top powder, so I might do that. I just feel like it kind of tones it down, and it gives it just such a beautiful, I don't know, it makes it reflective, but not in a scary way where it looks just awful. But I like to blend in my bronzer and my blush really well. So I kind of overlap them a lot, just because I feel like it makes it look more blended and more natural, even though it's obviously not. So I'm just gonna swirl those setting powders around just to get that nice skin-like finish everywhere. Because even though, yes, I'm putting it over my blush, I'm putting it over my bronzer, it's gonna help to blend everything. You see how that just like brought it all together? Oh, just love it. I'm just swirling these three together, just like this. So technical, right? Just very gently setting everything. Just because I want a little bit more glow, I'm gonna just touch a dab of the Natasha Denona Glow Extreme and the diamond powder, just kind of where I highlight. Just for a little extra oomph. I actually love to take that diamond powder and put it, you know, where I'm highlighting. And sometimes I actually like to put it on my eyes if I'm like in the mood for some sparkle, not like straight up glitter, but just some sparkle. Oh yeah, that really amped it up. So I'm gonna go do my brows off camera, and I'm going to, I cannot talk today, guys. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? So I'm gonna put on my eye base because that's not gonna be luxury. And I'm going to do my brows off camera because those are not gonna be luxury either. I really don't do a whole lot to my brows, so I didn't feel like purchasing a luxury brow product. So I will go do those off camera and I'll be right back. So now that my brows look super, super scary because I don't have any eye makeup on, and now that my eyelids are all nice and blanked out, we are gonna go on to some eyeshadow. So I know that a lot of you were probably expecting for me to use Divine Rose, but I think I wanna use something that I've had for longer. I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing Divine Rose in this video because I feel like that palette deserves its own video because it's so special. So I decided to use the Mothership Labs, what did I just say? So I decided to use the Pat McGrath Labs. This is the Mothership Sublime Platinum Bronze palette. It is one of her mini palettes, so that means that it has 6 eyeshadows in it. So we are going to take, I don't even know what the shade name is because I think I lost the shade card for this. I'm just gonna place some dark eyeshadow here. Like, look at that. I'm not even like hardly blending it out, but it looks so good. So all I'm doing right now is I'm just placing that eyeshadow where I want it to go. I try to do it with my eyes open, but I do close for blending sometimes. But when I'm placing it, I want to keep my eye open and see where I'm going. I'm gonna take a clean blendy brush. So now that we have our darkness laid down, I think I want to try this shade right here. And we're just gonna put that all over the lid. I'm gonna use my finger. Ooh, Pat McGrath. And just for a little bit of extra drama, I think I want to try to put this gold shade on top of that, just in the center. And then I think for the lower lash line, I want to take this like purpley shimmery shade and just kind of smoke that along the lower lash line. Don't worry about this. We'll take care of that in a minute. That's how I should be doing my eyes first and not my base. But it's okay, we'll fix it. Don't worry. Tap off the excess. So that is our finished eye look. We are just going to put on some mascara real quick if I can find it. There it is. Okay. So now that we have our Pat McGrath Seductive Smoky Eye, her shadows are so great for smoky eyes. I just took like 2 little dots of her concealer just to touch up where that fallout was. And I took my MAC Painterly paint pot to cover that underneath the concealer. So I did the paint pot first and then I did the concealer over. We're gonna use our Caution Extreme Lash Mascara from Hourglass. And this is honestly one of my favorite mascaras that I've ever used. It's so good. Okay, so we have our Caution Extreme Lash Mascara on. And I just feel so good with this mascara and this eye look. I absolutely love it. This is like so my speed. I think it's so great. So lastly, we're gonna move on to our lipstick. And of course, what other lip product would I use? I'm closing this. That's what you're hearing in the background. Get on there. Excuse me. So now we're gonna move on to our lips, and of course, I'm going to use my go-to lip product because I so love it. The Marc Jacobs Le Frost Lip Cream, I think is what he calls it. It's hard to see, it's hard to do it when I can't read the bottom. Le Marc Lip Frost, yes. Oh, it's just so pretty and so frosty, metallic, I love it. So just to add a little bit of depth, I'm gonna use the shade Just Peachy. And we're just gonna top it off with that. For a little more fun, we could go in with his Nude Sheer Gel Lipstick in the shade Have We Met? This one's not frosty, but it's just kind of a nice like hydrating formula. It looks scary pink, but I think over these, it's just gonna add a little bit of pinkness to that bronze. Oh, they're so soft and buttery, I love it. Okay, so that is our finished look. What do you guys think? Are all these products something that you like have to run out and buy? No, of course not. I mean, this little thing is like 80 bucks. It's good, I love it, and I will probably repurchase it, but do you have to have it? No. Like if you were gonna invest in a luxury product, which one would I tell you is the best one to invest in? Would either be this, the Hourglass Veil Translucent Powder, the Marc Jacobs lipsticks, because they're just so smooth and frosty. And they're frosty without that gritty, sandy texture. And if you wanted to splurge on, you know, a good setting powder, especially for dry skin, then of course I would recommend maybe a single of the Hourglass ambient lighting powders, these 3 here on the top. I would definitely recommend a single of those if you have dry skin, just because I feel like in what I've seen from the drugstore, there's just not anything really like that for dry skin. Even my mom, who never wears powders, she will wear that powder. So if you wanted to splurge on something, I would say a good setting powder, definitely a good lipstick. If you are a lash person like I am, maybe a good mascara like this one. This one I don't really think is that much of a splurge. It's $29. You can, just for contrast, you can get a Benefit mascara for $25, and I consider Benefit to be more mid-range. So let me know what you guys thought of this look. I can't wait to hear you guys' comments and feedback, or if you have any videos that you want me to do in the future, just let me know. I do have an email address where you can reach me at. I also have YouTube and Facebook where you can reach me as well. So I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!